They've got Lego 1700 and 2400 all done in Lego here. What about it? Oh yeah.
This was all stored down at various places around Brisbane. We didn't have a site. So this is the early 70s, right through the 1970s. We started storing stuff out.
Alright, hi guys, welcome to another live stream, Saturday morning coffee and chats. It's 9 o'clock daylight savings time down here in Australia. I think it's about 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock Eastern time for you guys over in the States. Things we'll be talking about tonight, just while a few of you get in to the chat before we get going. We'll be looking at what's happened in the past week with us down here. There's a few things to have a chat about there. I'll also be giving a shout out to one of the channels that's probably gave me a bit of inspiration to get this all going and keep at it. We'll also be looking at what's on my workbench, what I've been working on in the last few days. We'll also touch on a few of the other things happening on YouTube, and we'll, if we get a chance, and there's a few of you in here, we'll have a bit of an open chat about FreeMo and just what you guys all think of it. So we've got two people in the chat right now, so we might just keep continuing with it, and we'll start out with what's happened in the last week down here with me. So some of you guys that subscribe may have seen I had my first live chat and live stream on Wednesday night, 8 PM Eastern Time Australia. There's a few guys joining in on the chat. so that was good. I was pretty stoked, to tell you the truth, based on being my first real live stream that incorporated a chat. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that, and hopefully we can keep building on it, and we'll see how that can grow. A few other things that have happened in the last week. I've been digging through boxes and boxes of stuff under my layout, and have come up with a few kits and stuff to do. So we'll just switch over to a different camera here for a sec. So part of all those boxes that I've noticed, I've found some Titchy Train all car kits. So these will be definitely being built through that Wednesday night workbench chat. Probably take me a few weeks to get through all 12 of these, but yeah, definitely check them out. A few other things that I've been up to throughout the week. Doing a few samples for my track, and just trying to work out what's the best approach for my mainline track, just so what it's going to look like once it's ballasted. I've done a few options, some are with some track-right foam, these outer two, standard cork on this one, and just directly straight down onto me ply. So I don't know if you guys can see, I'll put some drainage channels either side of the track on these two down here. Next one over is my cork, just gives it a bit of raisedness. And this last one over here is the track right. So it's a little spongy still underneath, so I'm not sure how that's going to go over time with cleaning the rails and whatnot. So that's something I've been up to this week as well. You guys that have seen the Wednesday night stream or watched the replay, this here is currently on my workbench. So I'll continue building this. I think I should be pretty much close to paint by the end of next week. We'll see how that's all coming together as well. So the thing about the pike stuff that I really like is the fact that it's a modular kit. So I've actually got a couple of different pike kits, and I'm combining them into one. So yeah, I'm kind of stoked to see how that all comes out. Pike stuff is pretty basic, but I think it'll come together well. The two kits virtually have identical walls. So yeah, I'll be stoked to see how that comes out. The other thing I have got my hands on in the last week is some paper models. So this here is actually a loading dock I'm going to make just as a bit of a background scene, but I've also bought quite a few low relief background buildings, so watch out for those. They will be definitely coming in the coming weeks. So that's pretty much the new model related stuff that's come in the last week. I'm not sure if Sparky's watching, but I dare say you'll see this a bit later. His package from the contest that I won has finally hit down here in Australia. It landed in Sydney last night, from what I can gather on the tracking, so I should see that hopefully in the next few days, and watch out for a mail call. Alright, so nothing much is happening in the chat yet. If anyone's watching, definitely jump into the chat and say hi, so you can see who's there and get that going. Alright, we'll move on to a bit of a shout out, a channel feature, so to speak. What this part of the stream's going to be is I'm going to try to showcase one of the YouTube channels that I regularly watch, and also that's inspired me to keep this pretty much going, and building it and expand it. And I dare say, while ever he's producing inspirational videos, I'll keep at it, and we'll see how we build. He's another local Australian guy. I think his design of his layout is great, and I think you guys should check him out. I'll flick his over to his channel page, and we'll see what he's all about. So the guy I'm talking about is Jason from JNWHO series. I'll pop a link into the chat. So Jason's an Australian guy. He's in the process of building a multi-level layout. I believe it's got 3 levels, 2 helixes, DCC. He's got a great range of videos. I think there's about 50 videos in total. His layout's based in New South Wales, south of Sydney, sort of the 1970s, 1980s, I believe. So yeah, Jason, if you see this, just giving you a bit of a shout out, and keep up the great work. You've been a bit of an inspiration to keep my channel going and to build it to where it is. So any of you guys haven't checked him out, definitely jump on board and check out his channel. So there's plenty of great YouTubers out there. Jason's just one of the guys that I've been watching for a while, and he's another local Australian guy, so I try to support that stuff. Alright, we're moving through this pretty quick, so while we're got a bit of time, we'll look at this FreeMo Open chat. So I don't know what anyone out there thinks of FreeMo. Down here in Australia, I believe in amongst individual clubs, there's a few FreeMo layouts I see at exhibitions kicking around, or along those lines of some form of standard modular approach. As for dedicated FreeMo clubs, I believe there's some FreeMo N stuff down in Victoria, South Australia area. I also believe there's a Victorian HO FreeMo club. Well, I personally haven't seen them at any exhibitions or anything, but from what I can gather on the net, there's one down there in Victoria. So I'd be interested to see any comments from you guys on what your take is on FreeMo. I'm actually thinking about doing a small exhibition layout which will be completely FreeMo based, and I'd be definitely open to any idea of some Australian guys that would be interested in meeting up and getting together at some exhibitions or something in the future. I see Mike has just jumped into the chat. How you going, Mike? So yeah, that's FreeMo. It's I believe it's quite large over in the States from all the videos and posts that I see around the place. Like I said, down here in Australia, not so much. I know we're definitely a smaller demographic, let alone a smaller group of modelers down here. But yeah, I'm always interested in some feedback on that stuff. So keep that in mind. We'll come back to that later in the chat. BNSF 6599, how you going? Well, we'll look at some live streams that'll be coming up. For any of you guys that didn't catch the live stream on Wednesday, I do a Wednesday night live stream. It's 7 PM Eastern Australian time. I believe it works out to be 5 AM for you guys up in the US and about 10 AM for anyone over in the UK. So that'll be Wednesday for both of yous lot over there. The other thing I do, I'll post a link into it if I can get into it, is pretty much whenever I'm in the shed, I run my computer. I also have some Hangouts open. So if I can just grab the link. Anyone's ever kicking around and looking for something to do, they can always drop in and check out what I'm up to in the shed. Like I said, most nights I'm down here. That's Australian time, so it's fairly early for you guys over in the States, but maybe while you're getting up having a coffee, you could check out and see what I'm up to. So any of you guys that are in the chat tied up or got any input on the FreeMo Standard stuff? Part of a modular FreeMo group or anything like that? Like I said, I'm toying with the idea of doing a small 2 or 3 module exhibition layout, but have it fully compatible with the FreeMo Standard, and if anyone wants to join in, they could join in potentially at any of the exhibitions. So leave a comment anyway if you guys are watching this in the replay, and I'm always interested to see. Alright, so there's 3 years in the chat still. I'll touch base on a few things that I started at the start of the show. Coming up on the Wednesday night chats, I'm currently working on a pike stuff kit. So I'm actually, that's just one kit I've already made, an engine house, I think it is, from pike stuff. I'm going to combine them into one industrial building for my layout. So that's something that'd be handy to watch and just see how that pike stuff can be actually built and put together. Something else that I was working on, I showed this earlier on. I'd be pretty keen for any feedback on which option people like or think looks most realistic. So what we've got is, we'll start at this end. This is track right foam. I've routed into my ply bench top a couple of drainage channels down either side. I'm not sure if you can see that. So this is what I'm trying to plan and put together for me my main line on both levels of my layout. Next one over is the cork. This is pretty standard practice. So nothing much special there. This is definitely what I'll be using on any of my branch line sidings, industrial spurs, stuff like that, is tracked directly onto my ply. And that's been ballasted. Next one over is just the track right foam directly ballasted, no drainage grooves or anything. I'd be interested to see if anyone's used this TrackRite product. It's still a bit spongy. I'm a little concerned how well that ballast, even though it's been glued, is going to hold up over time with track cleaning and just general wear and tear. So if anyone's used the product, definitely drop me a line and let me know how it's going in the years that you have used it. Alright, so Reed's Train Stuff. How you going? Thanks for the thumbs up. Mike, just starting out in the hobby, been watching lots of videos. Yeah, look, honestly, I'm part of a third generation model railroader. My father's been in it for 30 years. I've pretty much been right at his toes, definitely for the last 25, 30 years that I can remember. And now my son is following along. He's really tied up and interested in switching, so that's a good thing. So yeah, but yeah, definitely watching videos, getting information. It's amazing how useful and resourceful it is these days with the internet and YouTube, really. I remember when I was a young fella, part of a model train club was great. Great way of learning and great social life. And I'm still part of the same train club that my father was part of 30 years ago, so that's a great thing. But realistically, YouTube and the internet have definitely helped me in the last 5 years of where I am now, model wise. So we're coming up to the 25-minute mark. Look, that's where I was aiming to get to. I got a few chores to do around the house this morning before I jump on and catch some of these other live streams that are on tonight. For you guys over in the States, I'm sure you all will be watching Cousin Vinny, BNSF 6951. He's coming up a little bit later, in about an hour and a half or so for you guys. I'll drop a link and give him a bit of a plug as well. He's one of the guys I watch regularly, wherever I am. Train exhibitions a lot, and it's surprising how many people join in trying to watch his stream at these things. So any of you guys watching, definitely jump over and catch Vinny a little bit later. I think he's going to be roughly another hour and a half away for his stream. So he's another great guy. He's got heaps of videos, so in the future I dare say he'll be coming up as a bit of a YouTube shout out from me. So if anyone's got anything else to add, definitely drop it into the chat. I'll hang around for a few more minutes, I think. Other than that, I'll wrap it up and we'll call it a morning. This is my first live stream on a Saturday, trying to catch you guys over in the States and also over in Europe, in the UK. I'll watch a few of you guys, so hopefully this video suits in with your time zone a little bit better than us guys down here. We're a little bit out there, something like 11 or 12 hours behind. So it's a bit hard to get us Australian guys in with you guys live streaming. So I'd just like to thank everyone that's joined in with the chat. And yeah, it's always a great way to meet other guys and expand my my knowledge of what we're up to. So Indian Head Valley Railroad. How you going? Pennsylvania, USA. Getting out there. Good evening to you. Reed's train staff. My road when I was 8. I still remember. Reed's train staff. Where are you based? Are you still in New South Wales or somewhere else here in Australia? I think I've seen your channel. Might even be subscribed. So sorry if I've neglected that little bit of information. Sydney Engage Motor Railway Club. Okay, still in Sydney. Nice. We'll that link back up in the chat for where I'm usually in the shed. Definitely, if you get a chance and want to drop in and say g'day, I'm in there probably 5 nights out of 7. So yeah, if you ever get a chance and want to drop in and just see what I'm up to on the lad or on the workbench, definitely drop into that link. It's free, it's all web based, so it's all good. Alright, we're coming up to the half hour mark, guys. I think I'll wrap it up, and I'd like to thank all you guys. It's great. It's my first real stream to try to catch you American time zone. So look, I look forward to building on this, and hopefully in the coming months we can grow it. I'm going to only do this Saturday stream once a month. It'll be the last Saturday of every month for us Australian guys, which I think works out to be Friday evening for you guys over in the States. Other than that, every Wednesday night I'll be doing a live stream just with what I'm working on my bench. So definitely jump onto my channel, jump onto my Facebook page, which is in the description for the video. Other than that, check out my other links in the description. If you haven't already subscribed, do so. Hit the thumbs or icon, and definitely hit the bell so you can get a reminder every time I go live. Thanks guys for watching, and have a good weekend.